You're looking fabulous.
Thank you. And so are you. And welcome, beautiful charms of the Effortless Change Academy. It is finally here. Y'all, this particular program is so powerful for me, even more than the Money Magnet Bootcamp, because even though I live the practices in the Money Magnet Bootcamp, I know that the things that we will learn, the things that I share, I know that they work. And I know that as a result of you just even making the decision to sign up for this particular program means that you too know that change is possible. And it is. Change is so possible and is right there for us. So this particular training is to lay a foundation for us, because in this particular training, I'm going to give you the entire value of the program, if you can believe that. The first training. So this particular program is dear to me because, like I said, I've had many instances of change, and so are you. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that. So hope you have a notebook, very sexy notebook, a very sexy pen nearby, because we're going to jot down a few things. Yes, I love that. Now, what does it say on the front, Jude?
It says, "He fills my life with good things," Psalms 3:5.
Oh, yes. That's like one of my favorites. No good thing will he withhold from you. And that's the truth, ladies, we have to remind ourselves of all the time. So this particular training, we're going to lay the foundation for the next trainings. And just to tell you a little bit about those, my intention is to have these trainings last an hour. At the most, hour 15. I just understand and appreciate that many women learn like I do. I can sit through a training, and my coach has 3 hours trainings. There's one particular program she had, it was 3 hours long each session. And we hunkered down and we did it. And as a matter of fact, I got some raving results from that program. As a matter of fact, I ran that, while I was in that program, I ran the Money Magnet Bootcamp, where the ladies in the community manifested well over 20 grand just in cash alone. That doesn't even include the basket of bread and all of the relationships and connections that we got during that period. But these sessions will be at about an hour. It will be me sharing. It will be you who feel so moved to share. It'll be you sharing as well. It'll be us learning from each other. So make the decision now that you're going to make the best of this program. It's my desire that everybody can hop on live, but I understand that is just not possible because of all of the various schedules. We've got someone in New Zealand, someone in Ireland, so the hours are different. We've got West Coast, East Coast, South, the North. So as much as you can, set your heart on being here live. In real time, in my experience, you just get so much more. You can ask questions, you can get feedback real time. If you cannot, it's okay, it's totally cool. Just make sure that because you make investment in yourself, watch the replay. Any feedback that you need, share it in the group. So we'll talk about a lot of that on the next training. What it means to celebrate your change, to celebrate a movement in the right direction. As women, we have been trained and conditioned and programmed. Hello, Chantil. We have been programmed so much to play small, to get along, to go along, to get along, to do things that doesn't shore up someone else. We play second fiddle. We play behind the scenes, and we say things like, well, you know what? I'm just a behind the scenes person. Well, guess what? You can be a leader even behind the scenes. It is who you are. Who do you bring to that place? So on the next training, we'll talk about how important it is for you to toot your own horn, to celebrate, because it anchors the knowing of a new thing. But in this particular training, ladies, we're going to talk about the foundation for change. And I remember when as you can see, I've sprayed my hair purple, purple, purple. Today I did the spray. I didn't go to the stylist to get the dye. I'm letting it grow out a little. And when I made a decision to go natural, ladies, it was the most unnatural feeling I had. I mean, for women who can relate to this, if you've been relaxed and permed all your life, I mean, I had my first relaxer in 5th grade, right? All the other girls were doing it. I was on my mama about getting what I called at that time a perm. It's actually a relaxer. It relaxes the curls, whereas my sisters of the Caucasian persuasion, they get perms to curl the straight hair, right? See, and when I began to learn more about natural hair, I learned that. Just the terminology was a new thing, learning a new thing for me. But yes, when I went natural, it was so unnatural for me, ladies. It was not familiar. I felt uncomfortable. I felt self-conscious. I felt a little ugly. I felt like, what is the big deal? This whole movement to go natural, and this does not feel natural at all. And oh my goodness, I did the big chop, and I was like, surely this is not what people would. I mean, my hair does not look like the model who's on the poster. Why doesn't my hair look like that? Why don't I feel like that? Why do I have all this new growth? Why do I have this perm relaxed hair sticking out of my head? It felt so horrible. And so, you know what I did? I did another big chop. And then I did another big chop. And it was that third big chop, ladies, that I fell in love with learning about my hair. I thought I was falling in love with my hair, but what I was doing was falling in love with myself, which improved my desire and inclination to love my hair. So that was a huge change, but what it did was start this ripple effect for me to start making these other changes. Shortly after that, I changed professions. I changed my job. I changed where I went to church. And in the South, you know, not a lot of African Americans are members of Caucasian American churches. They're just not. And all of these changes that were going on, y'all, it just sent my family into a tailspin. I was adjusting to the new change. This was also around the time when I accepted Christ. And so all of these changes that were going on, y'all, I was just moving. I think of an idea and I went with it. I think of another idea and I went with it. And I had to endure the ridicule, the criticism, the backstabbing, the backbiting, the talking about me, the interrogation every time I came to a family event. Y'all, it was more than I could stand. But I kept reminding myself of those words he said. And I'll often refer to the master teacher. As I've said before, I am not a Bible scholar. I just know a good book when I read one. But he says those who are put them in a position to grow and to develop, they will be persecuted. They will be talked about. They will be scrutinized. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I want you to think right now of a time. Think of a time in your life when you changed something. And I don't care how big it is. It doesn't have to be as big as doing a big chop or joining a white church. Or it could be the changing of your toothpaste. I want you to think about that. They did it to Jesus, Chantel. Yes, they did. And he said, if you know they did it to me, you know what they finna do to you. Right? But what his example was, Chantel, was that if I can do it, you can too. I've done it all. I've done the hard part. So I'm going to put my timer on. 3 minutes tops. I want you to empty out your head of things that you have changed. I don't care, again, small things like changing your toothpaste to changing your hairstyle. And we're gonna share. Anybody who wants to share, I want to talk to you a little bit about those changes. So I'm setting the timer and go. All right. So every time I changed, the changes called for more of Keisha to show up. But with every time I showed up, I got more courageous to make the next change in life. And ladies, that's sometimes where we get stuck. Sometimes we feel like we're spinning our wheels because we don't believe we have the courage and confidence to make a small change because I don't know what's going to happen next. So I'd love to hear from someone before I voluntold you what you've changed over your lifetime. All right, I'm going to unmute both of you. And I saw your hand first, Jules.
Okay. So I made a list. One time I changed my hair to blonde. You want me just to read this whole list?
Yeah, just make the list.
One time I switched from a Southern Baptist church to a Methodist church. I switched from white bread in the house to wheat bread. We switched from soda to water. I switched from not exercising at all to walking every day. I switched from going to a community church and focusing now, and this is just me personally, on Abraham Hicks's teachings. We changed from an army life to a civilian life. We've changed from chemicals in the house to non-chemicals for cleaning in the house. This is a big one. Switched my thinking that working hard is what I had to do to get money. And now I know that I can manifest money and that it can be easy.
Yes.
Yeah, going from a homeschool mom to a public school mom back to a homeschool mom. And then using our old dishes every day in the kitchen, I threw them out and we use our china dishes every day.
Ah, I love it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Jules. Chantel.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me okay? I
got you loud and clear.
Okay. So really a lot of my change has come just in the last year or so. We started our own business. Well, we've been business owners before, but never really had a home-based business. So that was a big change, and just having people look at me differently because we get put in a box so often. And so for the last 10 years, I've been a teacher. And so I'm always identified as that. So really just, being comfortable to have that conversation with someone and saying I'm a teacher, but I also have my own business, or I'm a teacher, but I'm also an entrepreneur. Going live this past year, doing the 30-day challenge that you asked me to do. It took me 6 months the first time you asked me. I gave you at least 10 reasons. The fact that I've gained quite a bit of weight over the last year, that was my primary reason for not wanting to go live. And you said, shut it down. That is not an excuse. So it took me 6 months to do that, but I did it for the 30 days straight. And that was a big change for me. And so just doing things that no longer benefit me, I've found that I'm tired of just that. Like if it's something that I don't want to do anymore, even if it's somebody that I've been close to, but I just feel like it's just tense, it's stressful, it's negative. I just don't want to be in that anymore. I also have started visiting a different church. And I struggle with that because I'm very loyal to I love my pastor and his wife. I really do, but I feel like I'm looking for something different. Mm-hmm. And so I've been going to a different church on occasion. And I think I'm moving in a different direction. Thinking differently. That's been a big change. Like Jules said, just realizing that I don't have to be just this one person. I can do multiple things, and opening myself up to more people. For one, it's because of my workplace, putting in 60, 70 hours a week and being in four walls. I don't even have a window in my classroom. And so I'm very shut off, but I've also been open to making new friends, whereas my circle has always been really close and tight due to hurt that I've experienced in the past. So I've always been very guarded. And so I've now been very open to accepting new friendships because I think that you learn from other people. And just really getting out of my comfort zone, just doing things that I would have not done a year or 2 years ago.
Absolutely. Chantel, I appreciate you sharing that. And something that you mentioned that we're going to get into a lot in this program, and you said something very key. I had shut myself off. I was guarded because of experience. So we're going to talk about how that plays into us making or allowing change to occur in our life. So when each of you made a decision to change something, that's what you did. That was the first thing. It preceded any change was that decision. And as Chantel said, it was tough. It was tough going there, but you stuck with it, and then the change occurred. So did you find that there were some changes that were easier to make than others? Was it simple? Was it hard? Did you brood over it? Did you go back to the initial way things were? Yes, no? You can put it in the comments. The thing about change, y'all, once we make the decision, That's where the mind work then has to kick in. Now, why is it that some decisions are so much easier to make, some life changes are so much easier to make than others? Why do you think that is? Jules says it's just hard to stick with. Why is that though? You made a change. You changed to the first thing you did. You took a job from being unemployed. Why is it so hard to stick with? And Chantel mentioned it. I think Jules did too. Why is it so hard to stick with the change? Mindset, Leah says. Mindset, habits. One main reason why it's sometimes so difficult for us to make the change is out of fear, but it's also because we are so used to living up to the expectation of other people. It's difficult for us to make a shift because when we do, we know that we've got, or we believe we have to answer to somebody, be it our spouse, our children, our parents, and this is what I just said. Yes, and I'll be honest, when I made those changes beginning in 2012, and those were conscious changes. Chantel says a lot of our changes came in the last year. I know they didn't, honey. You had more changes before last year. You didn't have more than 3 stylists in your life. I've changed stylists so many times, but I believe what you were suggesting was that we are more conscious now of the changes we're making. What thought is going into it? Because the first thing we decide or think of when we make a decision to change is, who is it going to impact? Not what I want, not what's going to make Keisha happy. What's the fallout going to look like? What will have to happen? Who's going to hurt? Whose feelings are going to be hurt? Who's going to be big mad, little mad when I make a decision to change something? Y'all, changing detergent can sometimes be an issue. We have used Tide all our life, and y'all, my husband introduced Arm & Bacon hammer. What the what? And the crazy part about it, y'all, it's the best thing since sliced bread. We love Arm & Hammer. It is amazing. But because I didn't know about nothing else but Tide and Hawaiian flavored Gain, you trying to change my whole world. Now you're asking me to change. And that's the thing. When we change, what we're also asking is for the people around us, or not asking, but our desire is that they can go with the flow, accept the change. And our pull, that tension of us living out life full on, is because of the tension that's created from what we desire and what we believe the expectation of others is. So the reason we failed to launch, I mentioned this the other night, the reason we failed to launch, the reason we failed to thrive is because we desire that acceptance and approval. And y'all, sometimes it kills our relationships. It kills our business. It kills our self-respect. It kills that hearing the inner voice, because it's gonna we deafen sometimes to that small, still voice that is prodding us into being more in life. So the reason we do that is because we fail to remember, as Michael Bernard Beckworth Jr. says, we don't remember to remember. Each change in your life, you did it. You made a decision and you took some inspired action. You made a decision, you took an inspired action. But when we want to go for the big things, We fail to remember how powerful we were in that moment that we made the change to get the big chop. We forget to tell ourselves, you know what? I changed detergent. Changing toothpaste shouldn't be that hard. I got rid of that old 1987 Subaru. I can go ahead and get a car. It might be a note, but I'm gonna go and do it. I changed schools, I changed jobs, I changed industries, I changed boyfriends, I've changed friends. I've done it once before. I'll do it again, but we think that it's going to be harder to change because of what is unknown to us. But ladies, I'm here to remind you that you have the power to change. And I see Leah says, I'm trying to help the girls. The link is not working to get in here. All right. Did anybody have any trouble getting in? Y'all clicked it and went straight in? You did? Chantel, you just clicked and went straight in? Jules, you clicked and went straight in? I had to enter the member number to get in here. Okay, and I put the member number just in case. Copy and paste it. Okay, so hopefully they'll tune on in. The link did not work for me or Michelle. Leah, how you get in then, girl? How you get in, sister girl? Let's see. Thank you, Leah, first of all, for helping to get them in.
Not a problem. I had to type in the number, but it looked like a phone number, and I think people are thinking that's the number you use to dial in. But I just figured it out and just put that in as a number.
Oh, you know what? It would have helped if I had put access code.
I posted in there though so that you could keep going.
Okay, appreciate you, girl. Now, in this program, y'all, know that you're going to get in touch and reacquainted with the power in you that help you to make all those little decisions. Big decision or little decision, the power is in you and it has been the entire time. The entire time when you made a decision to get married, when you made a decision to get divorced, when you made a decision to go into business for yourself, when you made a decision to spank your baby, when you made a decision to love your baby, it all came from a place that was in you the entire time. So in this program, we're going to tap into that power to create a new habit. As Leah said earlier, to create a new mindset. And before you freak out about all the things that you got to change, and I got to change everything, you would be surprised to know that one small 1% change in your life in one area, in just one area, can up-level the entire game of life for you. Sometimes when we want to change something, we want to change everything. I want to look fine, and I want to get my summer body ready. So I'm going to try to change everything I eat. I'm going to try to go to the gym. I'm going to try to walk. I'm going to try to take more chromium picolinate. When we already done thwarted our efforts, trying to do all the things. Trying to do all the things. Thanks again, Leah, for posting that. Well, the good news, good people, is that you don't have to do it alone. Yes, you're going to have this supportive community, but you also have the power within you to move mountains. And I just want to know if people wanting to move mountains. Now, right now, you have the power of God in you. We just hadn't been releasing it. You got the power of the universe. You got the power of source. You have the power of pure positive energy. The same power that woke you up this morning, the same power that raised Christ from the dead. That's the same power that can change your life. You are the offspring of the universe, daughter. You are the offspring of the Most High King. And that power, we're going to release in that program. So a lot of this is just going to be awareness. You know you can change because you can change shit. We can go ahead and get that out the way. You know you can change because you can change shit before. But we are going to chisel at that thing in your head, that little girl that teenager who, the moment you decide to take inspired action to change, she stops you. Shit paper. Shake that head, Chantel. Yes, we're going to talk to her. And I was on a one-on-one call the other night with a sister goddess. And y'all, I shared with her this one thing she needs to do, which is what I do. Y'all, sometimes I have to talk out loud to myself. Out loud to disturb, to bring some disruption to the damn mind chatter. Because right now, we've all got momentum behind something. That's why we have what we have. We've got so much momentum. Think about this. What would you have to do? Drop in the comments. What would you have to do to stop a train?
What would you have to do to what?
To stop a train.
Okay.
What would it take to stop a train? Y'all done seen a train. Y'all seen old westerns where they try to get a runaway train. What do you have to do in order to stop a train? Another train, Leah says. That's one way. I'm glad you said that, though. A whole bunch of power. Yeah. Let's stick right there with Leah saying another train. Jules said brakes. Y'all, sometimes, and for Scorpios like myself, sometimes in order to change, we believe that some hard shit gotta happen, like another train. Hell, you'd have to crash another train into the train, right? Is there a way for us to manifest change in our life without us having to hit rock bottom? Leah says we gotta derail it. Girl, Leah, you cut from the same cloth. Some devastating shit gotta go down for us to make a change. When all we really have to do is slow that bad boy down. To put on the brakes. In order for you to stop the train of whatever it is in your life, you gotta slow it down. If you try to stop that damn train, you will crash and burn. That was not the Father's intent. We in this program are going to learn how to effortlessly slow that damn train down. And then move it into the other direction. That's the only way. So, I'm going to give y'all the answer up front. I'm going to give you right now the value of the entire program in this first training. 33 minutes in. You're going to learn right now how to stop the train, how to make change, how to create change that you desire in life, and how to do it easily and effortlessly. It's going to make the shift for you profound. And the reason I'm giving it to you right now, really 2 or 3 major reasons why I'm giving you the answer right now at the top of this program. First of all, you're going to need to know this truth in order for it to build a foundation for sustained change. Sometimes we change, but we go right on back to our old ways. Like the church folks say, we backslide. Right? Change is not permanent. We're making change not only imminent, effortlessly, but permanently. I'm telling you this truth so you can have it right now as the foundation, because you're going to need to know it for every subsequent training. You're going to need it. Okay? The other reason is that you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe that what I'm about to say is this damn simple. It's not that simple. It's too easy. What you're about to say can't be that easy. And that's the error that people make when they decide that they want transformation. We have been trained and conditioned and programmed all our lives that it has to be so hard, that there is no gain if there is no pain. For the Hebrew children, Moses said, all you got to do is look at this pole that I have fashioned with this asp around it. If you look at it, as the song goes, just look and live. But the Hebrew children were so stubborn. They were so stubborn, so resistant to change, wanting shit to be extremely hard that they couldn't look at burn asp on that pole and live. And many of them died a horrible death. Violent death. So that's why I got to take, that's the second reason why I got to give it to you now, because you're not going to believe it. You don't believe that something so simple, might not be easy, but something that's so simple is effective. Which means the third reason is that I got to get it right now and plant the seed so that the rest of the trainings, the course of what we do together, can water it, fertilize it, cultivate it. Because it's going to take time, because when I tell you, you're going to debate it, you're going to doubt it, you're going to confront it, you're going to discount it, you're going to say, God damn it, that's a lie. It ain't that easy because I didn't try that. But I promise you, if you do this and you do it with fidelity, with faithfulness, that's a core of the faith, having faithfulness, persistence, and consistently doing it moment to moment, not day by day. Because now we manifest stuff, y'all, in a moment. I think about somebody they call. I get on a negative rant, I feel the manifestation of it. You got to commit to doing this moment by moment. So that's why I'm giving it to you at the top of this program, because you got to be aware and conscious of it in order for you to have lasting change and to have it and create it effortlessly. You're going to need it for every training, y'all. You're going to need it for every day of your life, for every moment. Inside every moment, you got to have the courage to do this. Now, I'm going to plant the seed today. And you and I, through the course of the training, through the course of your work, when we're not together, you have to do the job of cultivating it, pruning it, not digging it up, not taking it out, not wondering, am I missing something? What did I not get? Now, let me ask you this. When you plant a seed, who's a planter? Who's a farmer? Anybody from a farming background? Jules is from a farming background. Well, I'm a Mississippi girl. I have not planted cotton, but I do know that when I plant a seed, I don't go out the next day and look for a plant. You don't plant the seed and eat the fruit the same day. So it's going to require your persistence, avail to this one particular truth. And that is this. Y'all got your pen, your sexy notebook, and your pen. Ladies, in order for you to make permanent change, and we'll talk about what area you choose, okay? I hadn't heard this before. Okay. In order for you to make lasting change that's effortless, you got to know that it's not you who's doing the change. You don't change you. You don't change you. Everything that you've changed, from the color of your hair to your nail polish, you did in your own strength, in your own might. Which is why when it came time for you to make some bigger changes, some harder decisions, it was difficult because you silenced that power that's within you to make the change. You are not going to make the change in the next 30 days. You are going to have to depend on the power that's within you to do the change. Now, Keisha, how do I do that? It is simple as pie. Plant the seed. Plant the seed. God gives the increase. He brings the rain. He brings the sunshine. Your job is to make sure that damn seed stays planted. You'll remember the parable of the sower. And I shared this in that live when I launched the Effortless Change Academy. I talked about the 4 kinds of soil. Your soil is your subconscious mind. Your soil is your heart. Some seeds were planted. They never took root. They fell on the fried Popeye's chicken like salt. Some did take root, but when the sun came, it dried up the nutrients because it hadn't been watered and tended to, so they died. Other seed fell on the soil, took root, but what people said, what people did, caused the soil to release the seed, and eventually it choked and died. But the soil that took the seed and held on to it reaped a bountiful harvest. Y'all, it's in y'all book unless you tow it out. It's really simple to make the change. But if you are introducing all the shit that went wrong, why it ain't gonna work, why I tried this in the past and it didn't work, so-and-so tried it and it didn't work for her, then you will never make change in your life. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you fight to be right about your situation, you get to be right. Your job is just to plant the seed. Not try to figure out why hasn't it happened yet? Why don't I have an apple tree and I planted the seed yesterday? Your job is to plant the seed and allow it to grow through consistent practice, moment by moment of taking conscious charge and mastering your thoughts. Your thought life is key to you making the change. So, when the thoughts come, if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. Wow, yeah. You know, Chantel and I, we met because we were in the same network marketing company. And y'all, I remember even though we had rocket success, hit 6 ranks first 3 years, first 90 days, we got a check that matched what David was making a month as a professor with a doctorate degree. Chantel has heard this all before. But there came a time when I had to change because it's a never-ending, constant process that I thought nobody's ever going to buy this. My people can't afford this product. So my conscious word was made manifest. So then what happened? Couldn't find nobody to buy. Black folks ain't buying nothing. We got a high ticket item, y'all. No shade to the oils and the mascara. But honey, you got to stroke a check. This our product, Chantel, that's more than some folks make in a month. Nobody can afford that. People don't like network marketing. People think network marketing people are weirdos. So when you fight for your limitation, that's what you get to keep. So the more I was saying it consciously, inner child Leah, Jules. Guess what she was saying? You're right, mommy. Nobody's ever going to get this. And she doesn't want to be wrong. She going to say whatever I say. She going to do whatever I do. And so what did I do? I convinced myself that was reality. It's a fact. Hey, y'all, people in this damn reality and it's a fact. Well, that's true. Well, what does it serve you to say the shit that's true? It doesn't. So what did I have to do? I had to come up with a new truth. I built my belief in 10 seconds. I said to myself, I just do believe that if I try a different approach, I'll get a different result. I made the decision to come online. Nobody, Chantel is my witness, nobody in my company in 20 years was doing it. I had to endure people talking. I had to endure feeling awkward. I had to endure them coming to my lives, just looking, not saying shit. I had to endure people messaging me, calling me, what are you doing? Do they know about this? Did you tell your leaders? I was like, damn, the leaders ain't paying my light bill though. What energy say though? What atmosphere say though? I do believe I can get a different result if I try a different approach. Reprogram. That's all we're doing. We're reprogramming and retraining. And it takes time to weed, to reprogram, to retrain. But if you can accept that the work is not yours, if you can accept that you're going to let the word do the work, then your shit will be bananas. And even when things happen, because they will, you will say to yourself, you will open your mouth and say, this has not come to destroy me. This has come to prepare me. This has come to change me. Because there's something in me that is in alignment with what has occurred. So Jesus, God, pure positive energy, how many ways do you want me to change? I'm an open vessel. I'm going to let you do the work. Simple thing. Your job is to be conscious and aware moment by moment of what your thoughts are. Make a list. And that in the replay that you got from when I launched the program, I told you to take 30 minutes. You could do that every day. You could make a list, or you could just take a list of and write down a line down the middle and say, you know what? I'm going to put satisfying thoughts over here, unsatisfying thoughts over here. What are the unsatisfying thoughts that I'm constantly having? I'm going to address them. I'm going to call her out on it because it's not helping me or her. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Every decision I make to change is going to be the right decision for me because, as Napoleon says, I don't believe in circumstances. I make circumstances. Now, I want you to drop in the comments one area. It might be a belief. It might be a mindset shift. It might be a paradigm shift that you desire to change. Just one small fraction of an idea, a notion, where you're going to let the word do the work? Drop that in the comments. My follow through. What does that mean, Leah? Unmute yourself.
Just the ability to follow through on certain things with my business.
Okay. You mean like follow-up calls or?
Just like putting more time into creating more programs, changing certain things about it. I just honestly, I'll get distracted and then say I'm going to create certain things and then don't get back to it.
Why do you think you say you want to create it and you don't create it? Where does the desire to create something come from?
Inspiration.
Does it? So if it comes from inspiration, why are you struggling to do it?
Just excuses and trying to find the time.
Do you think inspiration comes without the wherewithal to make it happen? You think he would give you an idea and not give you make a path for you to have the time to create it?
No, but I do think it's me that requires the steps to take the action. I mean, I got to be willing to step even when he provides it for me.
I totally agree with that. Ladies, and Leah and I have had this conversation. Whenever a thought will come, because a lot of ideas are going to be coming to you while you're in this program, because now we're raising your level of awareness, right? So when we raise our vibration, when we raise our level of awareness, it opens this window for shit to come through. Now, when you become more conscious, you'll be able to decipher if this is coming from a memory or from inspiration or from God. Ooh, right? Sometimes you'll be able to know. In the beginning, might be a little challenging to know, but always ask yourself the questions. And I say that particularly on the business thing, because I know that women in business, we always feel like we got to be doing something, right? We got to be creating something. So if you aren't compelled to move on something like losing weight, ask yourself, why do I want to lose weight? Why do I really want to lose weight? For me, every time I made a decision to lose weight, it was based on a memory. Not because I had a desire to be healthy, because we are health. You don't have to be healthy. You are healthy. You are health. Anytime you're experiencing unhealthiness, it's because you're not releasing the health that you already have. Because you have subscribed to all these other beliefs about what is healthy, what you got to do, what's the ideal weight. So always ask yourself, why am I pushing to do this? Why do I feel like I have to do this? Why do I feel like I need to do this? Where is this coming from? And if you hadn't addressed it before, it is likely that it's coming from programming, maybe not even a memory, but an expectation. Is it yours? Especially if you're not having the fire to do it. Does that make sense? Chantel said that my fantasies don't have to have limits. I am not going to be in the classroom forever. Yes, I'm so glad, Leah, you're in the hot seat. Thank you. In the hot seat. Yes. So always ask yourself before you make a change, and that's only going to come with you sitting with yourself more, being conscious more of your thoughts. All right. So plant the seed, be conscious, and choose the blueprint. Because Jules could easily say, I love the weight that I am right now. And this is my ideal weight. This is my ideal weight. And if she chooses to believe that and say that and do things that are in alignment with her being the ideal weight, what will happen, ladies? What will happen? What happens to a thought you keep thinking?
She'll manifest it.
She'll manifest it. It'll be the new belief. It will be the new blueprint. Y'all, the universe doesn't care what you choose to believe. This is my ideal weight at 4'9". Whatever you choose to believe will manifest. That's how it's happening for you right now. Whatever you have right now or don't think you have is because there is a belief that you just kept on thinking and the universe aligned everything up in order for it to happen. That's why when we tend to focus on things like weight, we tend to gain more weight. So your assignment is to choose the things you want to believe about your weight, about your program, about your finances. Choose what you want to believe. And then open yourself up to receive inspiration in order to take the actions because if you just take the same actions you've always been taking, you're going to get the same result. Insanity. I get a little heavy, I go on a diet. I get a little heavy, I buy somebody a program. The kids upset me at school, I look for a new job. When you can be happy right there in that classroom, when you can be happy right there with that weight, and one or two things are going to happen. You will revolve out of the situation, or you'll get at peace in the situation. So don't fight procrastination. Procrastination, to me, is a sign that I'm not ready or I hadn't attended to taking the inspired action. You don't have to procrastinate because every damn body else say procrastinating is not taking action on site immediately. So your job again is to by moment, to take conscious notice of your thoughts. Otherwise, you're just going to get in default mode. If you get on this rant about how things are and, you know, I'm trying to do this, you just going to stay there. I love it when Abraham Hicks says, you know, you don't get a prize for just telling it like it is, telling it like it is, telling it like it is. That's what we don't want to do. And then let God do the rest. It's going to be just one step in front of the other, not knowing, as King says, the staircase, knowing that I'm not going to be aware of every decision to make, steps 12, 13, 14, that I have a desire and that he is able to deliver. But ladies, this is a jagged pill that nobody likes to hear, but it is the truth. You can want what you want, and that's okay. You can desire what you desire. But if you're not right now happy without it, you won't be happy with it, and you may not get it. You got to be so okay with this moment and all of the fullness that it brings that you're not even surprised or amazed when you do manifest it. Because you're so hooked on the damn feeling of how you feel right now without even having it. There's a story, and I'm sure y'all have heard it, of the 3 Hebrew boys. Meshach, Ratshak, and the other thing, and a bad Negro. And they had already made it up in their mind. They were full, they were eating veggies. I know, right, Jules? My favorite. They were eating veggies, their skin was clear. Everybody else around them was running around doing all the things. And they wouldn't do all the things. And it had gotten back to the king. They're not doing all the things. Everybody else working real hard, trying to make this thing work, and they chilling like they're kings, like they're the chosen one, like they don't have to work hard. And it was irking the king. And he says, you know what? I got something for y'all. If you don't do all the things, then we're just gonna have to kill you. And then we'll see what you say then about your God. And one of the Hebrew boys spoke up, it may have been Daniel. And he said, you know what? Do what you want, but we are convicted. We are persuaded that we're not going to do all the things, and he will deliver us. And even if he doesn't, we know that he can. Y'all, you've got to be so okay with not having it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yes, Shadrach, yes. Even if you never get the new house, the new car, the customers, the program done, the mate, if he don't never come home, if he don't never change, it's not because he can't. And so that's the solace that you have, that he can change the situation, that he can change your heart, that he can change you. Even when there's no evidence, none whatsoever, nobody has rung your phone, nobody has reached out wanting to re-up to buy anything. And most of us think we got to just believe real hard. We got to have a lot of faith. Ooh, if I could just believe. I don't even have the faith of a mustard seed. That ain't what that meant. You don't even have to believe. The guy who was stricken in bed and his friends lowered him through the roof, he didn't even know Jesus. His friends got him there. And all Jesus told him to do was just take your bed and walk. He had no belief. He just did what he was told to do. And sometimes, many times, that's what you just got to tell that little girl. You have to tell her what to do. Tell her what to believe. Right now, she's unattended, scrounging around and shit, running around the mall, people looking at you like you're crazy, like you out of control, because you can't control her. You're going to have to, sister girl, consciously tell yourself to do it. You got to make a conscious command. To plant the seed every day, whatever that seed is, because you choose it. It may be the Bible, it may be the Torah, it might be the Quran, it might be somebody's life. But just work on that one nugget. Sometimes reading a whole page can be too much. I fell into that trap. Personal growth junkie. Just, oh, y'all, I listened and read everything. Execution, 0. Because I wasn't conscious about the act. You have to be conscious, even in the moment that he's working this out. I don't see it. I don't smell it. But I know that on a spiritual level, which is where it counts, that he is changing me. And I've got to access that feeling. When you're doing the reading or the listening, be conscious that you are changing. Be conscious. Oh, I'm so glad he is watering this seed. I am so glad he has planted this seed. I am so glad that he's doing all the work. Take the conviction of the Hebrew boys, because it's key to your transformation. Just know that you can change. And that's how it happens effortlessly. You moment by moment being aware. It's who you are in that moment. When that mind starts trailing off, y'all could not even believe the thoughts after the carjacking that I had. I had to reprogram my mind moment by moment by moment, re-envisioneering, I just made up a word, re-visioneering who I want to be in that situation and in every situation. It has to be a conscious thing, ladies. It's who you are in the moment that manifests things for you, not what you do. If you're in this life and you're like, oh, I can't ever, oh, it's just not gonna happen. You're powerful, so stop acting like the damn victim. Stop acting as if you're defenseless and powerless. Choose who you want to be in the moment. If you're having a shitty day with the kids in the classroom, choose how you want to show up and envision yourself showing up. When you go to bed, when you want to worry about the next day, vision how you want to be in that moment when that same kid who is create the same 10% who are creating 90% of the issues in the classroom, how you want them to be in that moment, how you want to show up in the moment, instead of replaying old dramas, criticizing and doubting yourself, and fearing that change is not in your grasp, because it is. So that is your homework. That is your assignment. That one area, I want you to flush it out too. That's why I only want you to do one area, one teeny tiny area. Because I want you to choose what you want to believe. So when the negative feelings, thoughts, and emotions come up, you can cast it down in that moment and replace it with that new thought. I'm gonna, as I close, give y'all some that I do. I put them in my notes section. And there's nothing wrong with you putting shit in your notes section and going to it when you need it. We go to everything else when we need it, right? We go to Google to dream up a disease we want to have, Oh, I got these symptoms. Let me shop for a damn disorder. That's my kids as a homeschool one. I need to not replay old dramas or doubt myself, but focus on what. Yes. I know that homeschooling life, mama girl. I did it 3 years too long. And how long did I do it? 3 years. So create something, put it in your notes section. You see mine. Look at it until you memorize it, until it becomes second nature. If you've got a one of the Psalms, raise up your notebook, your sexy notebook, Jules. On her notebook is one of my favorite verses. He fills my life with good things. Another one is, let the morning bring word of your unfailing love for me, because I trust in you. Show me which way to go, because my life is in your hands. That's one of my favorite ones. She believed she could, so she did. When this started going in your head, I believe I can and I will. I believe I can and I will. I believe I can and I will. You got to do it. And the reason this has to be the first thing, y'all, because I told you, you don't think you have to say this shit to yourself moment by moment, every nanosecond. You think I can just say it every now and then and it does the trick. But right now, you know what you're doing most of the time in your head, most of the day? Replaying old memories. That's what you're doing 99.98% of your day, replaying old memories over and 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 again. You just got to be that persistent about the new blueprint. You ain't got to do nothing to change. You got to be to change. So, as I close, when shit's going crazy, this is one of the 10 things that I say. I have the means to do this. When my car was stolen, thank God for damage coverage, thank God for insurance. I had a damn means to do this. You got to take your child to the doctor. I have the means to do this shit. I'm not going to complain about how much it costs. I'm not going to complain about how much the copay was. I have the means to do this. Number 2, I'm a wise girl and I know what to do. I done birthed a baby. I've adopted 2 children. I'm a pretty wise chick. I know I can do this. Number 3, I can get this done. See, it ain't gotta be, y'all, it ain't gotta be flowery affirmations. It's shit that resonates with you. I can get this done. I bought a house. I'm a homeowner. I done financed 5 cars over my lifetime. I can do this. I'm good at shit like this. And y'all, if you got a problem or a crisis or situation, I am the queen of being a solution finder. I can find a solution out of any and everything. It is one of my sexiest traits. I'm gonna figure out a way that I'm on top. I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna hook a crook. You know why? Because I'm free. And I don't have the same damn pains as everybody else in the world. Oh, I can't do that, or oh, fuck that. I'm a queen of finding solutions that work for me. And the world just has to deal with it. Because when you know that there is no guilt, condemnation, or shame in your game, honey, you can do anything. Number 5, this is something in life I'm quite good at. It's kind of the same thing, but I like saying it too. This is something I'm pretty good at. I'm pretty good at getting out of shitstorms. I've gotten myself into millions. I should be pretty good at it, right? Right? I get myself in quite some shitty places. I'm good at getting them out. It drives me. I'm always in the process of knowing that something good is going to come out of it. Everything works together for the good of those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. This is going to work out for me. I don't know how, because this looks really bleak right now, but I know that he's working it out for me. That's the person you have to be in every moment. I know this is so horrible. I know it's got to have a good outturn. I know this. I actually like interacting with people. When I had to call the insurance company, when I had to call the car company, deal with the detective, I'm damn good with interacting with people. I like having choices. I don't know what to do right now. The road is not highlighted for me. The choice is not obvious, which means that there are probably a whole lot of ways I can go with this. Any way I go is the right way. Last one, I find solutions when I look for them. I find solutions when I look for them. I don't limit myself. I don't say this is the only kind of thing I can do. This is the only place I can go. It irritates my hubby to no end because sometimes when he says, well, Keisha, they said this, I'll be like, because I'm already working. My mind already working on how that can't be so. Maybe that just don't sound like that ain't had enough. He said, what? And I'm off. I'm off to the races. Because when I look for a solution, by darn it, I'm going to find one. So ladies, make a list of that one teensy beensy 0.011111 11% that you want to focus on. Now, if it's a tough area like finances, and right now you just got a whole lot of negative momentum behind it, it might be kind of challenging. You gotta do a lot to slow that train down. So you might want to choose something that offers little to no resistance, because it doesn't matter. When you change one thing, you're going to get practice and courage to change something else and up level all across the board. So baby, that just don't add up. That just don't add up. They said, what? We can't do what? Don't tell me I can't. So are there any questions? Everybody has the schedule of events. My recommendation to you is to use this as an incubator. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Show up for yourself. You've already made the investment. Follow through, as Leah said, follow through with the investment of your time. An hour, we'll be doing maybe 2 to 3 hours a week over 11 days. You have that. Create it. Revisit your day. Put them in your calendar. Get notifications. Put an alarm. Go, as my kids say, do the Google Calendar. Make yourself a priority. We won't be here forever. 11 days of training over the next 22 days or 30 days or so. And I would like to point out that I would love for you to let me know. If you can make it live, great. If you can't, it's totally cool. You'll just get the recording. Well, let me know if you can by putting it in the comments of that particular event. I do want to remind you that I do have a VIP option for this program for those women who want to work with me one-on-one, want that one-on-one time, maybe delve more into your particular area that you desire transformation in. That is $155. That's a bonus training, that's a group training, and a one-on-one 60-minute training with me. And you also get 5% commission on any program where you refer someone to one of our programs or boot camps. Yes, VIP options are awesome. I will attempt to plan my group trainings around the dates you planned if I can. I totally understand that. Leah is a coach too. So if you can work around them to be on live, wonderful. I know that your heart is here. If you can, just hop on them replays. But your assignment, beautiful ladies, you've come this far. Let's go a little further. Just decide what you want to believe and find something that supports that belief, the desire that you want to see, the change you want to be. And let whatever you choose, let it do the work. Consciously say, I'm saying this because I know it's doing the work. I don't have to worry about feeling like it. I'm gonna get into the feeling because I've been practicing a bad feeling for so long until you can send those earrings right on over here. They so fire. I saw them earlier and I just love that chevron. I love that. Ladies, any questions? Any questions before we go? If there are no questions and if all hearts and minds are at peace, beautiful. Oh, Chantel said she got a question. Yeah, what do you choose to believe? Your homework is to write down. You don't have to have a list of 10, but choose what you believe so that when that sensitive spot comes, when that pain point comes to you, don't beat yourself up about it.
Do you have these spread over like almost a month, just so like we have time to kind of take in the information?
Absolutely. That's why I designed it like that. That's a great question. You're welcome, Leah. I put them out. Some are 2-3 days apart, but they're from here until the 22nd of December. That is a morning. That is a celebration training. We do, different things at the celebration, and I did it early enough so if you needed to get out in the mall and continue to shop, you'd be able to do that. Knock us on out. But yeah, they're spread out so that you have time. But you got to process this stuff. You want to work on it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you want to practice. You want to get good at knowing you, beautiful.
That's a great idea.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks. That was a great question. Any other questions before we go? If there are no other questions, beautiful, you know I love you to life. And with that, I will see you in the group. And feel free to share. If an aha moment or a great takeaway that you learned, or a statement that you say to yourself or you say aloud that you believe that other women may get a benefit from it, share it in the group. That's how we grow. That's how you grow. All right. Love you to life.